Of all the things that I worry about, the gold sitting in my safe is the one thing I don't worry about. For junior mining companies, junior exploration companies, and my case with Ely, even the junior royalty companies, the way to create shareholder value is through M&A. What we found with Centerra anyway, and I think this to some degree is true throughout the industry, is they're investing in two things. One, the project. They believe in the property and the geologists like it, and 53,000 grams per ton gold, what's not to like, right? But
Yeah.
they're also investing in the teams, the technical team. You guys have spent some time with Maura, and so you can kind of appreciate. I mean, we are so lucky to have found her and her being available, her experience at Red Lake and where she is on her career path. It was a perfect fit. So, what we're seeing is that with her and Anna and the type of program that they have put together, that's one of the things that really attracted Centerra and probably sealed the deal.
We're really glad to have you back here with us with like Dryden Gold. Like we're really fascinated by this company, and obviously you've done a very recent update with your private placement and strategic partnership with Centura Gold. So I actually want to know like how that deal came about and like why you decided to enter it and give up like just under 10% of ownership of this company that you are so brilliantly running.
And that was a question, right?
Yeah, that was a very long running question.
Yeah. So how'd the deal
Well,
come about?
Yeah.
if we make no bones about it. You will never be interviewing me anyway, talking about how we found a bunch of gold in the Dryden camp and we're looking to finance and go into production. If you look at the makeup of our board, from Darren Wagner and Christina McCarthy and myself and Scott Kelly, all experience in M&A. I mean, for junior mining companies, junior exploration companies, my case with Ely, even the junior royalty companies, the way to create shareholder value is through M&A. Longer term, it's a very difficult market to explore and develop. Few have done it and been successful, and we have no qualms that that's not where we're going. So if you look at the M&A transactions that have been done in the marketplace recently with junior exploration and junior companies in general, the one thing that almost every deal has in common is some kind of a strategic partner that gets involved along the way. It validates the project, it gets everybody's attention. While we had a large shareholder in Alamos Gold, still do, with this deal, they're just under 10% now, but they inherited that stock. They're not really a strategic partner. We still are making property payments to them, which we have one more to make this year, and we'll control that property 100%. The validation from Centerra, it's just the first step in where we're going. You've seen this. They're not the only company who's looked at the project. They're the first to pull the trigger, of course. Junior market is really being supported in a big way now by the producing companies, both the mid-tier and major level. Kinross has done a few deals this year. Barrick's done a few deals. Centerra actually put aside $200 million. It's not really legitimately in a separate fund. That's what the board, I guess, approved to make a strategic investment. What we found with Centerra anyway, and I think this probably is to some degree throughout the industry, is they're investing in two things. One, the project. They believe in the property and the geologists like 53,000 grams per ton gold, what's not to like, right? But they're also investing in the teams, the technical team. You guys have spent some time with Maura already, and so you can kind of appreciate. I mean, we are so lucky to have found her and her being available, her experience at Red Lake and where she is on her career path. It was a perfect fit. We're seeing is with her and Anna and the type of program that they have put together, one of the things that really attracted Centerra and probably sealed the deal. And I say that because if you look at the last two deals that Centerra did, both with Kenorland and Headwater, both were project generators. And that's really kind of their model, right? Is to invest into project generators where they get a lot of bang for their buck, if you will, a bunch of different projects that are getting pushed forward and, hoping for one of them. Where with Dryden, we're, arguably, while we have a large property package, it's a one project company. So I think even more than us, they made the exception of going out of what their mandate was for making strategic investments, invested in this team as much as the property.
We've begun to study Centerra, and I noticed something. They have no projects in the geographical area you're in, and they have some really interesting properties elsewhere, but they don't have any up near Red Lake.
They are just putting their kind of portfolio together, and they added property that they bought from Waterton, a Gemfield down in Nevada. Some of the woes, their project in Eastern Europe, they've realized future is in North America. North America no longer includes Mexico. We've kicked them out of North America.
We've heard that.
Canada? No, there's our 51st state.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now you got the deal done with them. They own 9.9% of the stock. You raised $3.3 million while you did it. And I'm guessing, let us know, is that for a drill program?
Oh, absolutely. So we have, we had just closed a financing in early October for 5.1 million. Our RTO was only in January, so we've been public less than a year now. Just be a year here late this month. And we raised $5 million on the RTO. We raised another $5 million in October, and then 3.3 with this. So it's a little over, about $13.5 million that we've raised this year. So for a junior exploration company at our stage, not many could raise that kind of money. What we have now is about $8 million in the bank. 5.8 of that is flow through money, and it's 2025 flow through. Because we specifically closed this deal, we could have closed it next month and had an extra year, but we have a $5.8 million exploration budget for next year. So that will be quite a bit of drilling. It will also be for property-wide exploration. We'll do a property-wide soil till program. Keep in mind, we've got 70,000 hectares there, and on surface, high-grade gold from top to bottom. It's a big property. We've got a couple of areas that we've been focusing on from our initial field work last year. Those are the Hinman and Sheridan. You'll be hearing more of those as we've got some samples in the lab from those two projects. And so we'll be kind of introducing those as our secondary emphasis. But really we're focused in what we call the Gold Rock Camp. Most of the drilling this year will be within a 1 kilometer square area, where we want to show that we've got high-grade gold that starts at surface, that is mineable, very similar to the way the Red Lake camp started, with these mines that you don't know how deep they go. You assume that the Dryden camp is no different than the Red Lake camp, Kirkland Lake or Rice Lake, Timmins, any of the camps in this part of the area. The mineralization goes 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, and they're still mining. Dryden camp has never seen a drill hole below 300 meters. Mined historically at the in the early 1900s. It's hard, you can't really say turn of the century anymore without defining which century, but only down to 150, 200 meters. We're seeing such high-grade gold intercepts that in our initial drilling. So we want to show that there's something that can be developed there, but at the same time, running a property-wide project pipeline, if you will, is what the technical team is working on. We always have more targets, and that's something that we think will ultimately be very attractive to a major mid-tier company in an M&A transaction.
So that must mean very exciting times ahead for Mara and Anna. They've got a lot of work to do. Now you've got her all the money. She loves the property. When we were talking to her, she explained out areas that she was just so excited to get to. So I guess she'll be all over it, and Centerra will be happy to see that happen. So it's a great deal. It really sounds good. Can't wait to see what the results are.
Well, I think, and what you'll see from us is, we've kind of backed things up here, getting this Centerra deal done. It took a little longer than we thought. Been working on it for a couple of months. So we've got results that are just coming out of the lab, some from the Hinman and stuff that we're just compiling and taking our time, if you will, to compile them. So we thought, by the time it was set that the 17th was going to be the closing date on the Centerra deal, that it probably didn't make sense to be putting out a lot of press releases between now and the first of the year. So we're kind of holding back there, I think. And then after the first of the year, you're going to see us with, probably 2 press releases a week for at least 6 weeks of just what we have backed up and holding up in the lab and what will be coming out. And then on the drilling side, we just finished a couple more holes on the Elora structure. Those are in the lab. It's actually 4 holes on the Elora structure. That's been a bit challenging. The reason that didn't get discovered before is that where we're drilling is about 250 meters north of where our patented claims end on that structure. For some reason, although there was historic mining there and those used to be patented claims, but they got dropped out and went back to the Crown. So we've had to put a permit together to explore that to the north. And the holes that we have been drilling that have been, some of these exciting over an ounce intercepts, we can only get so deep because we're having to drill a northwest hole where you'd want to be perpendicular to the vein structure and drilling it. We're having to drill at about a 45-degree angle. It's a very long hole. I mean, it's amazing to me that Anna, she's been so accurate to get the drill rig into the structures because she's having to drill an extra 150, 200 meters of length to get up there to the structure. But we'll have that permit shortly after the first of the year and be able to then move to the north. And that's the reason that when Manitou had that, they drilled some stuff to the south where they could get right off and drill perpendicular off of the patents. But they weren't on the cross structure there that we identified as being the place that you really wanted to be drilling, and that's the key here is we're on that main structure, the Manitou to Norwich. We've got about 50 kilometers of strike on that. And then we've got a series of, multiple cross structures that intercept that. One of the things that makes us very similar to the Red Lake camp.
Which means very exciting times ahead. So again, congratulations on getting this deal done. By the end of you got it done before the year ended, which is great, and a really good strategic partner. We're excited to see what happens as we go into the new year. So we appreciate that you took the time, though, to update everybody about it.
Calling all savvy investors in mining and resources. Seeking the inside track on Dryden Gold? Look no further than minestalkers.com for cutting-edge knowledge and real-time stock updates. Visit for the insights and stay for the gains. Seize the opportunity and explore the magic at minestalkers.com. Uncover new investment possibilities today. Don't forget to hit the bell below to subscribe and then like and share this video. Let's get the word out there.